What's up, guys? Big Luke here, man of the free, freedom of mind, money, and media in my favorite place, the Man of the Free Studios, where we bring value, where we bring facts, where we bring truth, and we just try to educate the average Joe and help you live a better life. Well, today, ladies and gentlemen, today's some motherfucking therapy. I'm just going to vent a little bit, and hopefully you're going to listen and give me some constructive feedback on how not to go postal on the fast food workers of the world. You see, your boy Big Luke was recently at the airport. And when he left the airport, he had a little grumbling in his tumbly. I wanted something to eat. So one of my favorite fast food establishments was nearby. So I took the Lunkenheimer wagon down the road a little ways with Mrs. Lunkenheimer in tow. And we went to, I won't say where, but it was a burger joint. So we pull in the parking lot. We go inside only to find absolutely not a soul in the establishment. Now, I don't mean there was no competition in the line to grab food. I mean there was fucking nobody in the whole place. There was nobody sitting down eating food. There was a line of people in the drive-thru, but nobody at the drive-thru window. There wasn't a soul behind any one of the registers. Look back behind the stainless steel and the soda fountains. There wasn't a body back there. No paper hats, no face masks, no hair nets, no rubber gloves, no nothing. Not a pulse beating in the whole place. So I sat for a moment and I thought to myself that it now made sense why I got such a strong aroma of marijuana when I was walking through the parking lot and entering the building. It was because the entire fucking staff was behind the building smoking weed, okay? Now, do what you do, man. I don't hate on anybody. I've certainly done my fair share of drugs in the past. I don't condone it. But these guys are out back smoking a little bud. It's okay with me. But all of them, everybody in the whole joint is out back there smoking weed. How do I know this? Because I was here, my wife was here, the register was here, and we were able to look back through a window, through the manager's office, past the OSHA posters and the gold stars for Employee of the Month, out through a crack in the door, right back past the cooler to a little itty-bitty opening in the door, and I could just see one little beady eye looking at me, knowing full well that I was there, knowing full well that I was hungry, and not doing a damn thing about it. So I got frustrated. I was hungry. Now, there's two problems with that scenario. One is the fact that I'm a business owner and I take what I see in a business very seriously. You know, if I think to myself, well, if I was the business owner here and my customers walked through the door and nobody greeted them, nobody thanked them for coming, nobody offered them a product that we sold, nobody was there to answer questions, no nothing. Nobody to even tell them where the bathroom was if they had to take a leak, okay? Combined with another major no-no when you're trying to stay on the good side of Big Luke, and that is being hungry. I don't do well when I'm hungry. I'm a hangry guy, okay? Not a small man, okay? And I got a hell of a metabolism. So, as you might imagine, speaking of which, while I'm burping a little bit, I inhaled about a half a pizza before we started. A little more than half, wasn't it, Ruben? Ruben had some. So here we are in this fast food establishment where the plan is to serve a customer in and out in 90 seconds. Well, it's now about 5 minutes I've been sitting here, and not a soul has greeted me. So I kind of took a deep breath and I bellowed, hello, back into the restaurant. Nothing. Couple thumps on the counter, nothing. So, guys, it's just like, wow. Never before in my life, okay, in the history of ever. You know, I've seen some stuff. I've seen maybe 2 people working the counter when there should have been 4. I've seen a fry cook and a counter person picking their nose when it should have been full staffed. I've seen somebody on the phone text messaging their boyfriend trying to get a ride early instead of making the fries and then going back to the fry. But the whole place empty, door open, cash registers open, nobody in the whole building, place unlocked. It's a new thing for me, okay? I don't know if you've seen this, but it was a new thing for me. So I digress. I'm upset, I'm hungry, I'm in this restaurant. Finally, the lady comes up to serve me, okay? Takes my order, and I say to her, I would like and I'm just gonna make something up so we don't disrespect any of the fast food companies out there. I'd like a double crispy Italian chicken sandwich, original style. And I point right, as I'm saying it, almost like a Disney sing-along with the ball bouncing word to word. I said, I'd like a double crispy Italian chicken sandwich, please. No problem. You want an Italian crispy? Gotcha. Okay. Anything else? I said, yeah, make it 2 of them. I'm hungry. I'd also like some French fries and a Coke. Very simple. Standard order. Okay. No problem. About you? Wife says, I'd like, a double bacon cheeseburger or whatever the heck it was. Knowing her, it was probably a chicken Caesar salad. So we placed our order. And then we waited for a long motherfucking time until finally some stoned, glassy-eyed, squinty-eyed, cook in one of those little, I don't know, brimmed hats, the little tennis hat looking things with his polo shirt, not tucked in, dragging down to his knees, walked over, looking like, I don't know, man, Pigpen from the Peanuts. I'm dating myself, but just a pile of dust coming with him and bringing me my food. No gloves, hair coming out the hat. Whatever, it's fast food, right? Thinking to myself, it's minimum wage. What do you want? And then I realized it wasn't minimum wage. The amount of money they're paying these kids these days, they should be coming out on a fucking Segway, running my food out to my table, doing a backflip, juggling, and asking me if I want a cocktail. But no, that certainly wasn't happening. So as I'm sitting here, I'm like looking at my receipt, and I see it says double chicken sandwich. And I'm like, they make a double chicken sandwich here. It's not a double Italian crispy chicken sandwich. It's a double chicken sandwich. So I said to my wife, I said, how much you want to bet I'm going to get the wrong goddamn sandwich? She looks at me, she goes, I'm not going to put anything past these people at this point. So I said, all right. We go sit down. I open it up. Sure as shit, mayonnaise, lettuce, tomatoes, everything I don't like on a sandwich. Mind you, I'm really fucking hungry at this point. And there's the sandwich, exactly what I didn't order. Mind you, I had reiterated it to the woman twice. I had sang along with the Disney sing-along menu board and told her exactly what I wanted, and still got it wrong. So I walked back up to the counter. I said, excuse me, miss. She goes, yeah? What is that? I said, ma'am, I read off the sign to you what I wanted. She goes, yeah, you wanted a chicken crispy sandwich. I said, no, I wanted a double Italian crispy chicken sandwich. She goes, yeah, that's what I said. I was like, well, that's not what's on the receipt. That's not what my order is. I would like you to please make it right. And she goes, well, one of them's right, isn't it? I open it up. She's correct. One of the sandwiches is right. Which means she knew that one of them was wrong when she served me the bag of food. Brought that up to her. I said, so you knew one was at least right? Yeah, but one was probably wrong. Well, I didn't know one was wrong. I just wasn't really sure. I said, and you just chose to wrap it and send it down the little fucking stainless steel slide into my bag anyways. You didn't think to look. I didn't say fuck. I didn't, use the comic relief of calling it a stainless steel slide. But I alluded to the fact that I wasn't happy and that it was pretty goddamn simple, the task that needed to be accomplished, and the fact that she didn't check meant the manager name tag across her chest was probably not very properly in place, and it's not a job she should be bestowed with, but I digress. So she says, hang on, we'll fix it. Here's where it gets good. Walks back over to the counter. Whispers something in the kid's ear. And he goes, oh, okay, no problem. Proceeds to make exactly the same sandwich that she just handed me that I do not want. And he walks up to me and he hands it to me. And I go, that's a chicken crispy sandwich. He goes, yeah, that's what you ordered. I said, no, it's not. And she goes, yeah, it is. It's what you ordered. And I said, ma'am, I read off the sign word for which. She goes, I know. I said, look at the sign. She looks at the sign. Oh, Italian. I said, yeah. He goes, oh, Italian? She goes, Italian. I said, Italian. We were all in agreement. Went back, made the sandwich, gave it to me. Down we sat, we ate food, we got the hell out of there. And I died a little that night. I really did, okay? So that's situation number one. Here's situation number two. I'm headed up to my Fort Drum location the other day. We got blessed with 10 fucking feet of snow, which is normal for the Tug Hill Plateau. And I'm driving in my Ford F-350 with my V-blade on the front of it, headed up to tame the snowfall in my parking lot so we could sell vehicles and get the wheels moving again because the snowstorm had shut everything down. And I decide I'm hungry. So as you can see, by way of this podcast, I eat fast food probably a little more frequently than I should. But I digress. So we get off the exit. We go to the very well-known, overarching fast food establishment. And I get to the drive-thru. And I order, very simply, I would like a bacon, egg, and cheese bagel with no sauce, please, and thank you. Times two. I'd like two of them. And I was going to get a medium orange juice, but after my experience at the previous restaurant, I decided not to complicate the order. So, all right, that'll be 2 bacon, egg, and cheese bagels, no sauce. Does that complete your order? Yes, it does. That'll be $11.39. Okay, great, no problem. I'll see you at your first window. So I pull around. Oh, wait, no, I don't. I sit there at the sign. And I watched. The time I ordered the food, it was 8:27 in the morning. By the time I got to the window, it was 8:47. It was actually 20 minutes. I'm not kidding. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not embellishing. That's why we're here talking about it. It's why I require this brown leather couch therapy from you guys to talk about this. So I get up to the window after 20 minutes. And and here I am in my truck. I'm looking down into the window, okay? And as I look into the window, I see a woman who looks as though, she's pretty much looked like one of the minions from Despicable Me with a ponytail, but just about the same verbiage and just about the same body movements. It was kind of like, and she's kind of going back and forth and grabbing a napkin, stuffing it in a bag, going over here, grabbing a lid, putting it on a soda. Never once does this woman, who also has the shiny lapel of manager on her breast, once look up at me, once acknowledge my existence. Mind you, I've been here 20 minutes. Nothing. No eye contact, no just one moment, no let me take your money, nada. And I'm hungry. And as we've discussed previously, that's not a good thing with me. So I'm watching her bing, bang, bop. This other kid comes up, something kind of like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo, but gothic. Put that in a blender and whip it up, and that's what you got. So he comes up to the window. He opens the window. He goes, yeah? Oh, I forgot to tell you why he came to the window. It wasn't to collect my money or to serve me food. It was because I was going to try to get their attention. And for those of you who are listening, not watching, I just made an absolute fool of myself, waving and flailing my 20-inch biceps all over in circles and waves to try to exemplify that I was trying to get somebody's attention through the window of the drive-thru. So this kid comes over and he goes, yeah? I said, well, not for nothing, young man, but I've been waiting here for 20 minutes. And before I can get another word out, he says, yeah, and there's only 3 of us here, so you're probably going to have to wait longer, okay? Slams the door. No, it's not what he said. There was an F-bomb in there, Ruben. What did he say? You're just going to have to fucking wait. That's what it was. Let me rewind that. He says, yeah, and there's only 3 of us here, so you're just going to have to fucking wait. Boom, slams the door. I have to take a deep breath now to get myself past what I experienced that day. So, you know me, calm, cool, collected, always thinking before I act. I dropped my fucking truck into drive and I matted the gas pedal, diesel pedal, went about Mach 7 up to the fucking sidewalk where it says reserve number 1. Threw it in park, got my big ass out of the truck and kicked the door open. I didn't kick it, I gently opened it. And I walked past about 3 or 4 families, a couple little girls, and I turned around and I said, folks, I'm gonna apologize in advance for what you're about to hear. I want you to know that none of you are in danger of any harm. I turned around and I said to the young man that just F-bombed me and slammed the window in my face, I know you're on the other side of this wall to my left, and I know that you can hear me. If you would like to insult me and swear at my face, I would like you to walk around the wall and do so. And you could hear a mouse pissing on a cotton ball in that restaurant. Now, I'm a big guy. I pose a relatively intimidating and threatening stance. And it's pretty obvious to the average human being that in this situation, it would be asinine for this kid to engage me. And I wasn't looking for physical confrontation. I was just proving a point, like I do on this show every time I come on the air. I was proving to the world that we are a society of keyboard warriors. We are a society of mouths through drive-through windows. We are a society of weak-minded, mealy-mouthed, yakety-yap fucks that don't know anything real. They've never been cut. They've never had the shit slapped out of their mouth. They've never been in a situation where they've had to engage an adversary physically. So, we've become very loose-lipped, okay? Now, this kid, having never met me, never been in a situation like that, okay? But who am I? If you go in the hood, you'll hear the term, I'm not the one. Not me, I ain't the one, okay? Well, neither the fuck am I, okay? I just don't choose to use that nomenclature. But here's the bottom line. If you're gonna insult me to my face in a verbally aggressive way, I am going to call you out on it. I'm gonna show everybody that we're around that you are not about what you speak of. I'm going to show them that you are loose-lipped. I'm going to show them that you're a mouthy little fuck. And I'm going to show them that you don't deserve to even have my name in your mouth, let alone speak ill to me in any way, shape, or form. Now, is this a power trip? Absolutely not. Not at all. I'm a humble man. So why am I saying this? I'm saying this because it's going to get out of control, okay? People talk about gun violence in this country, Okay. They want people to give up their guns. They want to eliminate assault weapons. They want to, talk about the crimes and the hate crimes and the mass shootings and what have you. Now, I have the utmost respect for anybody who's been the victim of a hate crime. Shouldn't happen. Anybody who's been part of a mass shooting or has been a victim of the death of a loved one in something of the like, I have nothing but respect, love, and appreciation for you and what you've been through. But you, my friend, you make up the smaller percentage, okay? The vast majority of these situations are situations where somebody blew something out of proportion, okay? What do I mean by that? I mean this. I mean, if I was unhinged, instead of just going through that door and lacing the kid verbally, I would have pulled out a .40 caliber handgun from my center console and I would have plugged the motherfucker right between his eyes, right? Okay? Perfectly capable, middle class, white, working male, could have my pistol permit, could be in the glove box, okay? But again, the legal guns purchased legally aren't the ones that kill people, but we're not going to get in the gun debate today. We're going to keep it on what we're speaking about, and what we're speaking about is being mentally strong, okay? So why did I just give you that whole story? Okay, I had to paint a picture for you. I had to explain to you exactly what I'm talking about. Instead of just saying, I don't like people that talk about it but aren't about it, or I don't like people that write checks they can't cash. That's very general, right? What I'm talking about are the people like that little fast food driver, or that little kid in the fast food drive-thru, okay? The one that all day long talks shit on the internet, all day long comments on TikToks and Instagrams and fucking Facebooks with nasty shit, because they're never going to meet the person on the receiving end of that message. It's just not going to happen, okay? And they know that, which is exactly why they have the diarrhea of the mouth that they do, okay? But it spilled over into the real world this time. This kid got loose-lipped with the wrong one, okay? So what really happened? I got my sandwiches because the manager knew he was in the wrong. I didn't get charged for them, but I didn't take the meal for free. I took the $20 I was going to spend. I turned around and I paid for the people's meal behind me who I inconvenienced and had made put up with the loud, bullshit, okay, for lack of better words. Really should do some more reading, Ruben. I think my vocabulary is suffering, but I digress. Guys, here's the bottom line, okay? I'm mentally strong. What does that mean? That means that when a situation arises and I've been disrespected and I don't deserve to be spoken to the way that I was, I stick up for myself, okay? I don't allow people to speak to me in a fashion that degrades me, okay? Why is that? Because I fucking earned that right. Because at 6'4", 275 pounds, there's not a lot of motherfuckers that are gonna talk back or swing, okay? The ones that are, they wouldn't have talked to shit in the first place. What I mean by that is I don't go into the gym and the biggest, baddest motherfucker doesn't look at me and go, get the fuck out of my way, I gotta use the lat pull down, bitch. Doesn't happen. He looks at me, nods and said, hey bro, nice traps. Oh man, fucking big biceps, have a nice day. No homo, no homo. No disrespect to the homosexuals, it's a gym thing. What I'm trying to explain to you is the people that are talking the most shit are the ones that are about the least. What do you mean, Big Luke, about the least? What I mean is these are the people that have to talk a situation into fruition in order for it to exist. These are the people that stand in front of their full-length closet mirror with their cap gun and go, yeah, what up? Yeah. Oh, got your ass, huh? Yeah, you ain't know I had the burner. You ain't know I had the ratchet in my waist, did you? Nah, you ain't know about that one, huh? What'd you say, bitch? Oh, I don't need the gun, huh? Just like any fucking Jim Carrey or Steve Carell movie you saw where he talked in the mirror and talked shit or like that. What's the one where fucking Paul Rudd's like, he's like, I'm gonna break my dick off in your vase. You know what I'm talking about? He's like, I'm fixing to fuck you. Anyways, he's talking shit in the mirror about what he's going to say to this girl when she comes in. He's not just going to pussy out. He's going to ask her out. He's going to tell her that he's fixing to fuck her and is going to break his dick off in her vagina and so on and so forth. Same thing, guys. The people that talk shit into the mirror, the people that tell their girlfriend, oh, I was in 7 fights before I met you tonight. I broke one guy's jaw. Another guy had to get his mouth wired shut. But they've never done a fucking thing, okay? So where am I going with this? I'm going to a place where I want to help you understand what being mentally strong is, okay? Being mentally strong means that when you wake up in the morning and your alarm clock goes off, you get your ass out of bed, okay? You get your ass out of bed because other people hit snooze, all right? And the difference between somebody who is mentally strong or not is whether or not they can lay there in bed and say, okay, this fucking mattress is so comfortable. My pillow is nice and warm. Everything feels just right, and I could easily slip back into this slumber for another 15 or 20 minutes. But I'm not going to. I got shit to get done. There's a day out there that's wasting away. There's things that I can be productive with. There's things that I can create. There's people that I can help. There's money that I can make to help me continue to gain my freedom. So they get their ass out of bed, okay? What else is mentally strong? Mentally strong is when you're a married man and a beautiful woman comes up to you. And you already know she's trouble because she's got tattoos in all the right places. And at 42 years old, she's wearing clothes that an 18-year-old probably shouldn't wear to high school. And she's coming on very strong. She's making it very obvious that she's making a pass at you. And you know she sees the ring. You know she knows you're married, right? And it just feels so good. It feels so good to be validated by a beautiful woman. And it's very nice to stop and think about, man, I still got it. Still got it. I can still date. I can still pull some nice pieces of ass. But when she comes up to you and she says the first word, you let her know that you're married. You let her know that you're not interested. She's a nice looking woman. You're flattered. But you got a beautiful wife at home. You got kids. And you're loyal to them. Same thing goes for your friends, right? Somebody comes to you and is talking shit about your friend. Now, they're giving you juicy gossip. They're giving you things that you could really probably make a social come up with, things that you could know about this person or possibly have on them. But you let that person know, you know what, man, John's my friend. And I appreciate that maybe you don't see eye to eye with him and maybe you guys are going at it, but like I'm close with that guy, bro. And I really don't want to hear this right now, okay? And I hope you respect that. I hope you can understand that, you know, I'm not dissing you. I'm not being disrespectful to you, but that's my fucking boy. And I just don't want to hear this right now, okay? That requires mental strength to do because as human beings, we want to hear the gossip. We want to hear the bullshit. We want to go back to John knowing that if John ever does us wrong, that we can one-up him with a little bit of inside scoop, okay? But that's not what a fucking friend does. That's not what a real motherfucker does, okay? And the reason that people have a hard time doing that is because they don't have self-confidence. They're not strong of mind. They don't have self-worth. They don't have the ability to say, okay, you know what? Even if John does do me wrong, I'm not going to handle it by going back into the archives and grabbing some bullshit that somebody told me about John to then go tit for tat with John and try to make him feel just as bad as he made me feel. No. If John does me wrong, I'm going to reach down to the cord, I'm going to pull the plug, and I'm going to say, John, it's been real, but I didn't think you were like that, bro. I didn't see this one coming, man. We're just not friends, bro. I got to roll, okay? Because you know better. Because you know that if John's going to behave that way, he's not somebody that you want in your circle. And that's another part about being mentally tough, guys. Keep your circle small, okay? If you can't see that person sitting next to you in the jail cell, charged with the same crime because you both knew you were doing the right thing, that's not your friend. Or if he wasn't there, but you picked up the phone and he didn't answer, that's not your friend. If you picked up the phone and he did answer, but he's not willing to post bail because he's not really sure the nuances of the situation, man, I really probably want to see some more come out about this before I make a call. It's not your friend, okay? Your friend knows if you pick up the phone and you call him, they're bailing your ass out because they know if the phone call was coming from the other direction, that you'd be bailing them out in an instant. And it's just as much your responsibility to make your friend understand that that's reality as it is for your friend to make sure that you know that he or she would be there for you, okay? What else is mental strength? It's physical strength, okay? I know you're saying to yourself, well, that's a little bit of a conundrum statement, Luke. Mental strength is mental strength and physical strength is physical strength. No. They tie together very much because it takes physical strength to have mental strength. But more importantly, it takes mental strength to have physical strength, okay? What do I mean by that? Okay, the first one is much less, relevant than the other, okay? You got to have physical strength to have mental strength because in order to immerse yourself in situations that require you to be strong of mind, there are often times where you need to be physically strong. That's what I mean by that, okay? But much more importantly, far more importantly, it requires mental strength to have physical strength. Do you want to know why? because it hurts to look like this. And I don't look the greatest. There are many that look better than me, but I feel I look good. I feel I represent a body that works hard, a disciplined body, okay? Now, in order for you to grow muscle, you have to tear muscle, okay? Those who build muscle know that it requires pain, it requires soreness, it requires pushing through repetitions that you don't want to do to tear the muscle. This is live and I get thirsty. It's going to become like a catchphrase of mine, Ruben.
I was going to say that.
Guys, you got to be mentally tough if you want to get physically tough, okay? Why? Think about somebody like Muhammad Ali, back against the ropes, catching kidney shots, catching right crosses, haymakers, uppercuts, little cheating shoulder, headbutt here and there, pain, physical pain, enduring over and over and over again, to the point where at some point you almost get a relative insanity. Okay, you get to the point where the pain just doesn't affect you anymore because you are so strong of mind. You're simply willing to do whatever it takes to win the match. You're just not going to give up. You're past it, man. You're over it. You're over the hump. There was pain. There was discomfort. There was ache. Now there's just numb. Now there's just, let's continue to go and push until we defeat them mentally and they've swung out completely. There's no more gas in the tank. Then you start throwing shots. Then you start digging deep and you start hitting them, okay? Think of the amount of mental strength it would take to endure a fight like somebody like Muhammad Ali did, okay? Think about a NASCAR driver. Fucking Daytona 500, that's 500 miles. That's an incredible amount of distance to cover. You might have to take a piss, you might be hungry. The amount of things that could enter your head at that time where somebody who was weak of mind would just check out, man. They just put on the blinker if there was one, pull into the pits and call it a night. But those guys are champions, man. They're professionals. And it's funny because people say, well, what does it really take to drive a car around? Doesn't take much to drive a car around. To drive a 800 to 1,000, I'm not sure the horsepower of those motherfuckers, but it's got to be around a G, okay? And move a couple 100 miles an hour around a track at the fucking edge of sanity every moment, or just a slight overcorrection or misstep puts you into the wall and kills you, ends your career, destroys your car, hurts somebody else, whatever. And then do it for 500 miles, yeah, you must be pretty fucking strong in your mind, okay? But about the physical thing, guys, if you're not in the gym every day, or at least minimum 4, preferably 5, ideally 6, bad motherfuckers do 7, just so happens I do 7, Ruben, you're just not mentally tough, man. Because can anybody really say to me with a straight face that they want to be fat and sloppy? I mean, really? I mean, I know the dad bod is in, but that's a fad, guys. Ripped with a six-pack and real fucking strong is going to always be a trend that's in style, I promise you. It's always going to be fashionable to take your shirt off and have a six-pack, okay? It's just never going to go away, all right? And it is the human condition, if you are a female, to be attracted to obliques, all right? Obliques are those little muscles that make that nice little V when a guy's wearing his shorts a little bit low, okay? Every woman likes that. Why do I say that it requires you to be mentally strong, to be physically strong? It's very simple. It hurts. It hurts to do sets. Think about this, right? It's fucking 7 o'clock at night. You're leaving work. You've had a terrible day. Your girl broke up with you. All you want is a beer. And you're driving. You see the neon lights of Planet Fitness or the fucking chalk on the door handle of the hardcore gym that you should be going to. And you're like, all right, I could stop, turn in, walk in the cold to the gym, change my clothes, drink my pre-workout, do some stretching, go to the weights, get warmed up, get a pump, then really get into my workout. Then do my cardio, then cool down, then get back, change my clothes, go back out in the cold, go back to the car, drive home, get to bed later, get up earlier. I'm just going to keep fucking going. It's real fucking easy to do the easy thing, guys. If you want to be tough, start making tough decisions. Start getting the fuck out of bed when the alarm clock goes off, okay? Start helping the old lady out to her car in the freezing cold with her groceries because it's the right fucking thing to do. Start going to the gym every single day so you can see your body develop and you can get better. Wake up and make your bed, for Christ's sake. You all have seen that speech that Navy admiral gave. You know which one I'm talking about, Ruben? It's like, make your bed. The guy says, make your bed, because it's a task completed and everything else follows. And that's a fact, guys. It's a fact. You start your day off with tasks completed, It's going to be a virus that catches on and continues to fester throughout the course of the day, okay? And when you leave the house, having made your breakfast, made your own coffee, made your bed, nice and bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, getting in the car, prepared with a plan, you've sat down, you've made your notes for the day, you got your legal pad or your fucking super note or your Remarkable or whatever your e-ink tablet is. That's what I happen to use. In the morning, every day, I make notes. I pick 7 to 10 things. Beginners, you might want to start with 3 or 4, just saying. I pick 7 to 10 things I have to get accomplished that day. Have to. It's got to happen. In order for me to progress to the next point of where I want to be and my trajectory to the goal that I want to achieve, that is me reaching my potential, because why the fuck else are we here, okay? Guys, if you're watching this show, that means you want something more out of life, okay? You're sick of just being here, right? I know I am, okay? Well, I'm to the point now where I really much enjoy being here, but it's because of this. It's because of what I'm bringing to you. It's because of this plan that I've created that I'm trying to help you with, okay? And I'm going to tell you right now, one of the main components is making a list. When you went to practice in school, let's even back it up from there because you might not all be athletes. When you got off the goddamn bus, let's back it up another step from there because maybe you didn't have the blessing of public school. When you went to whatever institution, whether it was the orphanage, whether it was the detention center, whether it was the fucking private school with the little uniform, or whether it was just plain old American indoctrinating public school, what did they have for you when you walked through the door? Ruben, they had a plan. They had a lesson plan. They had a disciplinary plan. They had an athletic plan. They had a plan. Because the professionals in the industry know that you're not going to get to the desired end without first establishing what the desired end is. Secondly, establishing the components that you need to get to said desired end. And then finally, composing them in a sequence that makes it make sense, that makes it efficient, that helps you get to the end as quickly, concisely, and efficiently, and oftentimes as cost effectively as possible. So if every other institution in the world, every reputable one, everyone that's ever succeeded, requires the same thing, why would you treat your life any different? Why would you allow yourself to wake up like a fucking pong ball bouncing around the screen? I'm dating myself, Ruben. They probably don't know what the fuck Pong is, right? How about the old Microsoft screensaver? We'll go with that. Something digital that just bounces aimlessly all over the screen. And you might be able to predict at one point when it hits the exact corner. You've all done it. Fuck you. You have. I have too. Yeah, you're nodding your head, you motherfucker. We've all done it. Is it going to hit right at the corner and bounce right back to the other? No, it's never going to happen, because if it hits the corner perfectly, it goes to the other corner and then it stays there. I digress. Why would you go through the day without a plan if you want to be effective, if you want to be efficient, if you want to go motherfucking somewhere in your life? Why are you just jumping into the lake? Why are you just entering the racetrack, not knowing how many laps or when it started? Why? Okay, that's a great fucking question. And until you start asking yourself that question, guys, you're hopeless. Big Luke just called me hopeless. No, I said until you start behaving that way and asking yourself that question, you're hopeless. Okay? So just like my episode on New Year's resolutions, just start now. Don't make a line in the sand of when I'm going to get to it. Don't say, well, when things finally get better at my house and I'm not arguing with my wife anymore, I'll start making my notes, Big Luke. No, because you'll fail before you get there. Plain and simple. Your marriage will end before you get there. Because you should be using the notes and the procedures and the efficiency to fix your marriage. You want to know why? Because it's your fucking priority. That marriage should be your priority in that moment. Whatever is paramount at that particular crossroads of your life, Whatever's going on right now that's the most important thing should be involved in your list. Get up in the morning while you're taking your shit, while you're walking your dogs. Well, I guess that's not really practical to walk and write. Before you walk your dogs. Breakfast table, after the gym at the fruit smoothie bar, whatever it is, guys, organize your thoughts. It's your only hope, trust me. Ask Elon Musk what he does at the beginning of every single day. He makes a list. Ask Jeff Bezos what he does at the beginning of every single day. He makes a list. Ruben, what do you do at the beginning of every single day?
I make a list.
Do you really?
I really do.
Oh, man. You know what, guys, I honestly didn't know that. But it's just a great fucking point. It just proves my case that the people who are successful, and Ruben is, especially for his age, the people that are successful and effective and efficient, they organize their day. It's just plain and simple. Antonio Diaz, Rita West, Rob Senecal, these people all have been guests of Man of the Free, which is why they're pertinent to this conversation. But they organize their day, okay? Just like you should. Now, to wrap up this conversation about mental strength, okay? Are there going to be difficult days? Yes. Do I make a list every single day, 365 days a year, with no fail? No. No, I do not. Okay? That's why you're watching Man of the Free, because I'm real. You ask some of the other show hosts who like to talk about entrepreneurship and success the same question. Fuck yes, I do. You ask Andrew Tate, I write a list every day. Yes, I fucking do, because I'm not a pussy. It's like, all right, Andrew. So all those nights that you went out clubbing and was up till 5 o'clock in the morning, you set your alarm for a half hour later and made a list. Stop bullshitting the people, okay? No disrespect to Andrew Tate. That motherfucker's worth a lot of money. He's a very highly searched term on Google, so he must be doing something right. But he don't make a list every day. He makes a list most days, just like I do, okay? This past Sunday morning was Christmas. Did I get up with my yellow legal pad and my ballpoint pen and start firing off like a fucking pistol? I'm going to walk the goddamn dogs, and then I'm going to pat my kid on the head, and then I'm going to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. No, I didn't. Because that day did not require me to be effective and efficient. I had chosen that day to set aside for my children, for my family, because it affects them, guys. It does. What you do affects your family. I've said this a million times. You can drop a boulder in a toilet and the water's going to splash to the edge, or you can drop a pebble in the ocean. And those ripples will eventually get to the other side of the fucking world, because an object in motion stays in motion. Things with momentum keep going. Use whatever bumper sticker saying you want to say. Your words, your actions, they have effects, okay? They continue on, they keep moving, and they affect people, all right? So take a day every once in a while. Be there for your kids. Take a day where you're not operating at the absolute breakneck discipline of entrepreneurial success, and give it to your wife, your husband, whomever, okay? I'm not saying every other day. I'm not even saying a lot of days. I'm saying once a month, twice a month. Just be with them. Give them that time. But by and large, okay? And the only reason I just reference that is because it's important to me, guys, that you know this information that's coming at you is true. It's coming from a real person. It's factual, and it's backed up by real world examples. Anybody ever tells you they do the same exact thing every fucking day without question, without fail, unless it's a diabetic who's a stage 2, 3, whatever the high one is, shooting their insulin that's required for them to stay alive. Okay, that's pretty obvious. That motherfucker's doing that every single day, and God bless him. He's a better man than I. That's a difficult existence, okay? And I respect you for it. But to Big Luke, talking to you, I mess up every once in a while, okay? But that goes right back to being mentally tough. What do I do the next day? I get right back on the fucking horse. And that's why I'm here today, okay? So guys, I can't do it for you. And I don't want to. I got enough shit to worry about myself. But you come here for value. You come here to look me in my eyes, to somebody that you hopefully respect, somebody that you believe, I hope. I hope we've given you enough now to know that you can believe in me. I'm going to bring you facts. I'm going to bring you value. And I'm going to continue to do it. So keep watching, like, subscribe, all that shit they tell you to do. You know, if you want to do it, do it. I'm not going to sit here and tell you to smash the like button and subscribe and tell your no, do what the fuck you want to do. If there's value here, if you think other people should hear this message, let them know, okay? If you liked the content that you received today, is it a thumbs up, a star? What the fuck? It's a thumbs up. Right? Hit that motherfucker, man. Let us know, okay? The same way you throw a dollar bill in a street performer's cup if he's playing badass guitar. Or the same way you walk by the guy that does a shitty job playing bucket drums and you don't donate anything. Do whatever you're compelled to do, but do something, okay? If you don't like it, let us know. Hit us up in the comments. If you do like it, like the motherfucker. If you're indifferent, walk away. Try us again a different day maybe. But I'm always going to be real with you, okay? I'm always going to bring you value. That's never going to change. I'm going to talk to you about real world things that make sense, that are necessary for you to live a good existence and get better. Because otherwise, why the fuck are you playing the game if you're not playing it to win? All right? I hope you got something out of this today, guys. I appreciate you being here. Somebody mail me a chicken sandwich, all right? Stay happy. Stay humble. Stay focused. But more importantly, stay free.